The moment the doors open, the audience barely looks up. Another contestant, another dream, another few seconds before judgment. But then he walks in quiet, steady, wearing a simple outfit that looks more borrowed than chosen. His name is announced, and his accent carries the warmth of the Philippines. A few people smile politely. Some whisper. One judge leans back, arms crossed. No one expects what's about to happen. And before this story ends, you'll understand why the room changes forever and why stories like this deserve your support, your like, and your subscription, because real dreams only grow when they're shared. He introduces himself with humility, saying he's been singing since he was a child, mostly at home, sometimes on small stages, often for free. Music, he says, was never about fame. It was about survival. Growing up, life wasn't easy. There were days when electricity was a luxury, when meals were uncertain, and when the only thing that never failed him was his voice. Elvis Presley became his escape. Not just the music, but the emotion, the way Elvis sang like he carried the weight of the world and still smiled through it. He didn't want to copy Elvis. He wanted to feel what Elvis felt. The judges ask why he chose this song, why this style, why now? He pauses, breathes in deeply, and says this stage is bigger than him. It's for his family back home, for his parents who worked endlessly, and for every kid who was told their dream was too old-fashioned, too impossible, too unrealistic. A soft chuckle passes through the room. One judge raises an eyebrow. Another glances at the clock. The pressure is heavy, but he stands firm. The music starts. For a split second, there's silence, then the first note hits. It's rich, controlled, and filled with something raw. Heads lift. The audience leans forward. By the second line, the judges are no longer relaxed. By the chorus, eyes widen. This isn't an imitation. This is a soul speaking through a familiar sound. His voice doesn't just fill the room, it grips it. Every word carries struggle, hope, and gratitude. His posture changes, his confidence rises, and suddenly the man who walked in quietly owns the stage completely. Within seconds, one judge stands. Then another. The crowd erupts. Applause breaks out mid-performance, but he doesn't stop. He closes his eyes and sings like this might be the last chance he ever gets. The emotion spills over. Some audience members wipe their eyes. A judge presses a hand to their chest, visibly moved. The final note rings out, strong and fearless, and the room explodes. A full standing ovation. Cheers echo from every corner. The judges are on their feet, clapping, smiling, shaking their heads in disbelief. One judge says they've seen many performers, but very few who can command a stage so quickly. Another says this wasn't just a performance, it was a moment. They ask how long he's been waiting for this chance. His voice trembles as he answers, my whole life. He talks about rejection, about being told to choose a real job, about moments when he almost quit singing altogether. But something always pulled him back. He believed that if he stayed honest, if he stayed patient, the right door would open. And today, it did. The judges praise not just his talent, but his courage to walk into a room full of doubt and turn it into belief in seconds. As he leaves the stage, still overwhelmed, the camera catches his hands shaking, his eyes shining. Backstage, he whispers a thank you to God, to his family, to the music that carried him here. This wasn't just about winning a competition. It was proof that dreams don't expire, that passion doesn't have an accent, and that sometimes all it takes is one brave moment to change everything. If this story moved you, if you felt that first note hit your heart, then don't let it end here. Like this video to support dreamers everywhere. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss stories that remind us why hope matters. Because somewhere right now, another quiet dreamer is waiting for their moment, and your support helps keep that stage alive. In the end, his standing ovation wasn't just applause. It was recognition. Recognition of years of struggle, silent practice, and unshakable belief. And as the lights fade, one thing is clear, when talent meets truth, the world listens. Clapping hands Philippines. The room feels routine at first, soft chatter, cameras rolling, judges settling in as another name is called. But something changes the moment he steps onto the stage. He doesn't rush. He doesn't show off. He simply stands there, breathing, as if he knows this moment carries more weight than words can explain. Before this story ends, you'll see why the audience rose to their feet in seconds, and why stories like this deserve your love, your like, and your subscription, because real inspiration only spreads when people choose to support it. He introduces himself with a gentle smile, his voice calm but carrying years of experience and struggle. He's from the Philippines, and music, he says, has always been his companion through hardship. Life back home wasn't easy. There were sacrifices, long days, and many nights filled with doubt. But whenever things felt heavy, Elvis Presley's music gave him strength. Not because of the fame, but because Elvis sang with heart. He wanted to do the same, not to imitate, but to honor that feeling. Some judges exchange quick looks. They've heard this before. An Elvis-style singer? Expectations are low. One judge asks what makes him different. He answers honestly, he says he doesn't know if he's different, but he knows he's real. He's waited years for a chance like this, and he's ready to give everything in these few moments. The audience grows quiet. The music begins. The first note lands like a spark. Conversations stop. Phones lower. Eyes lock onto the stage. His voice is deep, controlled, and full of emotion, strong but never forced. It's familiar, yet personal. By the time he reaches the second line, the judges lean forward. The room feels smaller, closer, like everyone is sharing the same breath. He sings with respect, but also with pain, hope, and pride woven into every word. Then it happens, one judge stands up. The audience gasps. Applause breaks out, but he keeps singing, completely focused. Another judge rises. The energy shifts instantly. This is no longer an audition, it's a moment. His confidence grows with every second, his voice soaring as if years of waiting are pouring out all at once. When he hits the final note, it's powerful, steady, and fearless. The room explodes. A full standing ovation. Cheers, claps, disbelief written on every face. The judges are smiling, some shaking their heads, others visibly emotional. One judge tells him that very few performers can command a stage that fast. Another says they felt the truth in his voice the moment he started. They ask how long he's been dreaming of this. He pauses, fighting tears, and says softly, "All my life." He shares how many times he almost gave up, how people told him his style was outdated, his dream unrealistic. But something inside him refused to quit. He believed that if he stayed patient and honest, the right moment would come. And today, it did. The judges don't just praise his voice, they praise his courage, his authenticity, and his heart. As he walks off the stage, the applause still ringing, you can see the relief and joy in his eyes. This wasn't just about advancing in a competition. It was about being seen. Being heard. Proving that talent has no borders and dreams don't have deadlines. If this performance touched you, don't scroll away. Like this video to support artists who dare to believe. Subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us that hope is always worth chasing. Because somewhere, someone just like him is waiting for their chance, and your support keeps that door open. In the end, that standing ovation wasn't just applause. It was respect. Respect for a man who walked in quietly and left a mark in seconds. A reminder that when passion meets opportunity, magic happens. Clapping hands, Philippines.